Welcome to Altero, a world filled with romance,
seduction,
danger,
oh no, watch out,
intrigue,
ooh, what's that about?
night creatures, ow, secrets,
Shh, I'll never tell,
and of course, food.
Yummy.
So join us in Altero for Eat, Slay, Love.
Eat, slay, love.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Quest Keep, where we are taking the first steps on a new D&D adventure in our homebrew world of Altero. This is Eat, Slay, Love. And this game will be a love letter to all the stories that my mom always wanted to share with me that were cheesy and dramatic and very silly and very fun and full of monsters and creatures and adventures in all of her favorite romance novels. And I bring that to you as your dungeon master for this campaign. I'm Roz, but we're going to start with a few announcements. Take it away, Trevor.
Thank you. Hi. A bit of housekeeping. So, first of all, we are very excited that this episode and a couple more is sponsored by Tomb Guardians, Curse of the Usurper. So they have a Kickstarter that is just gone live. So we have a little video to explain a little bit more about that. Please roll the video. Hey, Quest Keepers, we are very excited to tell you about our sponsor, Tomb Guardians, Curse of the Usurper. Their Kickstarter is now live. Follow the link either in the chat or in the description down below on YouTube to sink your teeth into a cornucopia of extras. Curse of the Usurper is an adventure that sprawls over 900 pages between 3 hardcover books.
That's right. Book 1, entitled Trouble in Havdir, centers around the beautifully fleshed out port city of Havdir itself, as well as the surrounding area. This is where your party will begin to form their reputation as heroes of the people, or as an ominous force to be reckoned with. Ne'er-do-wells beware, though, as Havdir comes with its own table for crimes and punishments, with penalties ranging from fines to disfigurements or even execution.
Oh, damn. Book 2, entitled Darklands of Vlaskel, where players venture north of Havdir to a dark territory where the sun only shines for half the year. There they encounter the vampires of Mournhaven, potentially engage in combat with the Ulfir giants, and can explore the Neverdawn Asylum.
Book 3, entitled Lost Mines of Shekel, takes your party to the south of Havdir through treacherous swamplands inhabited by witches and undead wyverns. Your destination, the Mines of Shekel, wherein players will try to break the ancient dwarven curse and prevent their unholy destiny.
The books are loaded with unique QR system that provides music to set the atmosphere for various locations, and even read-aloud sections that are performed by voice actors, providing an accessibility to GMing that I've never seen before. They're also packed with more than 60 maps, stat cards for new spells and diseases, over 50 items, and over 100 unique monsters and NPCs.
The Kickstarter is loaded with so many extras, it's amazing. They have a custom DM screen, campaign dice, character sheets, a huge selection of original miniatures, and the STL files to print over 400 Dwarven dungeon tiles.
That's a lot of tiles.
My favorite.
That's a lot. That's customization of the wazoo. So please go check out Tomb Guardians, Curse of the Usurper on Kickstarter, and the link, if you're on Twitch, is in the chat. If you're on YouTube, it's in the description down below, and go back this awesome project. Thank you so much, and now we're going back to Altero.
That looked great.
Right? Exciting stuff.
Very exciting.
So now is the time. Go to Kickstarter. Go to the Kickstarter link. We'll have that in the description. We'll throw it in the chat. Very, very cool stuff. A whole bunch of stuff available if you pledge on their Kickstarter. Really, really cool bonus extras. So go and pledge now. Check it out. Also, we have launched our Patreon. So you can help support Quest Keep so that we can keep bringing you amazing content like this and our awesome event games. And you can get a lot of behind the scenes access and that kind of thing. So go to patreon.com/questkeep. And we still have launch tier slots available, which is a really good bang for your buck. So please go check that out. I'm very, very excited about this. I'm so excited to get back to Altero that we are jumping back into the homebrew world created by Matt and Roz. It is an original land created by them. Speaking of land, we would like to acknowledge the fact that we are recording this on the traditional territories of the Musqueam Nation, and what an honor and privilege it is to work, play, and create on these beautiful lands. Without further ado, Roz, please get us into it.
Welcome, everyone, to the country of Orleana. This is the first time a couple of you from the studio played here before. We got a couple of guests playing with us, so we're going to meet your characters too, but your first time in the world, so classic high fantasy planet full of different folks. We'll meet a bunch of you. This country, the magic here is what you'd be used to. But Orleana is where the portals connect the capital city of Portalis to other parts of Altero, other cities across the world, but also to another reality that is Altero Prime, dominated by science, engineering. They do space travel. There is technology that comes through that portal into this country of Orleana that makes for some very interesting things that are changing the world around you. Some of you may take your first train ride in the course of this adventure. Some of you have seen weapons that don't exist anywhere else. Here, in the city of Kand, you are surrounded by the people who flock here for entertainment, luxury, a really good time. It is famous for the burlesque hall called the Candy Club, which is where the story starts. Across the city, the sun starts to set. The crimson roofs that are so prominent in this beautiful fantasy city start to shine with some of that golden hour light. And the music filters out from the Candy Club as people arrive. They're there for shows. There's a beautiful new tiefling dancer downstairs. She's performing. There is an upstairs event that's exclusive, fancy, where everyone is ready for Mint to Be, the catering company that is elsewhere in the town, to reveal their brand new menu item. This exclusive event has very expensive tickets to attend. But most of you have come here without shelling out all that gold to be at the Candy Club tonight, to be in this ballroom, to be here with assorted nobles, famous artists, writers, performers, other sorts of very interesting, whether that's wealthy or talented people, filling the room here, who are all having drinks that are coming around. Kand is famous for fruit wines in the afternoon, and then they've got a red and white that's coming around, but also this event was expensive enough that you could all be ordering your own drink, whatever it is that you'd like to have. So, as we go around and we meet your characters for the first time, describe for me what you look like, if you've got some nibbles or a drink in hand, and who are you looking to meet or talk to? Because the room is full of interesting people from across the city and beyond. So let's start over here with Alan. So let me know your player name. And you don't have to reveal a character name, but what do you look like?
Cool. My name is Alan, and the character you see is a very put together, very proper posture, proper stance and demeanor, human, wearing a very well pressed black garb, seems to be an official uniform of some kind, though it might not be immediately recognizable as to whom that styling belongs to. Otherwise, nothing truly out of the ordinary, save for maybe if you look really, really closely, a very subtle tattoo of a symbol resembling an eye on his forehead.
All right. Do you want the clothing that you're wearing?
Yes.
Anyone who's traveled to the country you're from, would they be familiar with it, or is it more unique to your house?
I think it would be a like a national recognition as the services that my kind provide are on retainer. So it's like advisory for hire.
Okay. So as we interact, if somebody would know a little bit about that, we can talk to them a little bit about the country you're from and the some of the interactions that you'd expect from the nobles that you would interact with. And what are you drinking?
The finest red in the house.
Very nice, very nice.
So my player name is Jess. And what you would see character-wise is a dark cloak hood over the head of a 5'0" Jaco, so a raven, humanoid raven type person without any wings. She's jet black, and but in the light, you can see that her feathers sparkle with like a kind of iridescence. Almost think like an oil slick in catching the light, so the sort of purple and green and blue colors. But still, you're like that color is black. And so some feathers poke out from various parts of her robe. But other than that, she kind of is keeping to the corners, keeping to herself, and you can see that her eyes are like there's a green kind of glow almost emanating from her beady little eyes hidden under her hood.
And is she paying attention to anyone in particular? Or nibbles? Or a drink?
Yes, she's chewing on. She's like would have picked up like a little sort of appy type thing that would have been around, but is probably also like nibbling on the wrapper too, and the whole thing's just going down the hatch. And because she's more focused on kind of looking around the room, and she would be kind of scanning for like people who seem a little out of place here as well, that might be that might be like uncomfortable in a setting that feels as like rich as this.
Amazing. Interestingly, you're at the door.
I am. My player name is Lauren. What you see before you is a stout female hill dwarf with golden hair and a little gold goatee that's starting to grow. She wears ornate clothing with a family crest, but most of that is hidden by heavy chainmail armor. She also carries a battle axe and a shield. It kind of almost seems like all of her belongings are on her. She looks very out of place in this establishment, and her eyes dart to and fro, trying to not be overwhelmed with everything, the hustle and bustle here.
And when everyone came in, you would have seen this dwarf there at the door. You're wearing what looks like a piece of something that would have been like a sash type apron uniform. It doesn't really quite fit you.
Yeah.
And you were taking and checking tickets as people were coming in. So it's clear to everybody that you work here, but you haven't been here for long.
No, I definitely am learning the ropes as I go. The best way to learn.
Welcome to the Candy Club.
The best way to learn.
Also, here in this extravagant ballroom, a tiefling.
Yes, a purple-skinned tiefling with black horns with purple highlights, with yellow eyes, very brightly dressed. A bright red jacket with yellow trim. Are we allowed armaments in this place, or would it have been checked at the door?
You wouldn't be bringing in the like, I just got out of battle, I got a bloody sword with me, but if you've got a dress rapier.
Okay, yeah. So dual rapiers, sheathed, and maybe peace-bound?
I mean,
Like
there's
a
a chance
convention?
in Orleana, people are very honorable and have a sense of honor and country and devotion to the queen. Our empress here, she rules with a very tight fist, but because she's so effective, everyone here is, for the most part, comfortable. Of course, there exist conditions that aren't fair, right? It's a world where there are inequities.
Okay.
But here in Orleana, people are proud of being a part of this technologically advanced world. And so they do get into duels.
Okay. Yeah, he walks very confidently, bit of a swagger, has sort of an air about him of, I'm not going to talk to you, you're going to talk to me. So not looking for anyone in particular, but drinking from a flask and taking the occasional sip. And just taking everything in. Are there dancers available, like viewable from? Is there a show happening from where?
Yeah, more around the corners and in like the sides and the walls. There are just like small acrobat shows happening. Each one kind of unique and interesting.
Okay, well
Yeah.
then would definitely take up post somewhere with a heavy lean and just kind of watching one of those performers.
Nice. Yeah. Also in the room, maybe a little harder to spot. Playing one of our unique races here in Altero, the Volpe.
My name is Em, and you would see a 4'0" Volpe with red fur, with a swath of like hair that tips over, kind of over the front, obscuring half of their face, dressed in really impeccable clothing, with colors of autumn, of red, of yellow, of orange, beautiful leathers. Everything is very finely embroidered. Carrying a couple of glass flasks around a belt of various different colors, various different viscosities, with gloves that are adorned with the probably some symbols you don't recognize of where they're from. You would notice that they are not wearing shoes. They are fully clawed out on the feet, and you would notice that the claws are not the right color. They are long, and something's off about them. And unlike everyone else kind of posting up around the sides of the room, this wonderful little Volpe has absolutely inserted themselves into the most with the most well-dressed people around the room. Has 2 drinks, one in each hand, is quite drunk, and is absolutely just having a gas. Just having a wonderful time.
Amazing.
Are they my aunt?
You don't know.
Spectacular. We'll meet a couple of nobles that you're talking to.
Wonderful.
And our
Hi, I'm Matt, and I will be playing Lara. No, that's not my name. Alla Laris. Jesus.
It's day one. It's day one.
Yeah, you know, I totally came up with this a long time ago, actually.
What does she look like? What does Alla look like?
She is an astral half-elf and has kind of whitish blue, very light blue hair. And one distinctive thing, astral half-elves are not common. Most people won't have seen one, and she has eyes with black sclera and gold iris and pupils. Cool. So, very distinct. And she's not wearing her full armor right now, because she was performing earlier. She's a paladin to the goddess Alagripinia, who's the goddess of joy and performance. Speaking of which, this is an Alagripinia shirt. Shout out to Murdoch and costumes. It's
Amazing.
freaking amazing.
I love that you have your own band.
2 moons of Altero. Feather is the symbol of blue feather is Alagripinia. And normally I wear like full plate that's sort of a mix of a light blue enamel and black with fuchsia. But right now I was performing earlier, so I'm just sort of in half plate because it's more comfortable.
Just a light half plate. You know, it's
As you do at a party.
As you do.
Yeah, and my cloak and leggings are purple with a bit of a leopard print to them. And I have a black flamenco guitar on my back. Well, not on my back, because I'm sitting and having a drink.
What's she
But
drinking?
that's what I play. Well, it's the evening, so she's probably having a glass of some sort of sparkling wine, similar to a champagne. It's festive.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And is she looking for anyone in particular?
Right now, no. She's just relaxing after a good performance. She had something to eat. She's had a couple drinks, but she's feeling tipsy. She's not quite drunk.
Everyone roll me a quick perception to start the day here. First rolls with the dice.
Oh, it's not good.
Okay, starting over back over here.
11.
11. Okay, so there's a couple of nobles in the room. Some of them are talking to a really drunk, short, fuzzy, entertaining character. You don't really recognize any of them. And they're not wearing garb that differentiates them as being from maybe anywhere other than here in either the city of Kant or the country of Orleana.
Okay.
So they're no one that you're particularly looking to talk to.
Okay.
And they look like the kind of nobles that you're like, nothing interesting to say. Very rich.
Yep.
23.
23! That's classic for you, though. As you're here in the shadows, you've taken in the whole room. You've picked out the fact that this guard's outfit doesn't fit right. You've definitely spotted what's going on in the middle of the room. You've seen the performers come in and change out, and what you're noticing the most right now is that clearly somebody who's wearing a really distinct mint jacket, and he's got big floppy blonde hair, and his whole tall, thin, slim movements are fluid and floppy to be, like, just everything about him seems to move with like an energy, like he's never still, nothing about him. And he's walking around and he's clearly from the company and he's schmoozing people, but he's clearly making a scene as though he's about to start an announcement. And he's hard not to watch.
16.
16. Quick survey of the room. You're doing your best to do your job.
Yeah.
So you're focused a little bit on the fact that there's supposed to be a service of some treats before the reveal, and it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
And you're not sure if it's your fault.
Yeah. Little bead of sweat is just starting to trickle down. You can see right here as she questions through the direction she was given earlier today, and is trying to like kind of quietly just going through them slightly with her lips, whispering them to herself. But I shouldn't move from the spot, right? No, they said no way leave from the door.
So that's all like racing through your mind as you're waiting for where is this server?
Yeah.
So while I've been watching this performance, at least feigning like I am, every time there's anyone anywhere in my vicinity, I'm sort of giving what looks like a flirtatious sort of like hey and then up and down, but really I'm evaluating what they have on them and what I might want. 19.
You'll spot Ella, who you performed with before. You didn't know that she had performed earlier today, but you've connected on tours.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just.
I don't notice.
All right.
Let's do your role. You're a
6. I'm very involved in flirting with one of the nobles that's around.
Sure, you can flirt either with Anais, she's a writer, Dervin, who's a glassblower, or Franzara, who's trying to convince everyone they're a pirate.
Incredible.
Yeah, I'm flirting with the pirate.
10 out of 10.
Roll insight.
I totally assumed you'd be sitting there being like, I missed that one note. Typical musician after the fact.
No, I'm tipsy, so I'm past that.
Nice.
Was it insight? 21.
Yeah, and insight. 21. They're not a pirate. But they've got tales of the sea that seem vaguely accurate that maybe they've been on a ship.
Yeah, it's fine with me. I just like stories.
Yeah, Fran's great.
Yeah.
Okay, but in the middle of the room.
With an 18 on the die, that's 24.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. So you are drunk and engaged in this conversation with 3 nobles that you're managing to maintain conversations with all of them. This is Jermaine Turdo, Hepa Burdau, and Masli Karai. And I can send you these names later as well.
Hepa Burdau, you said?
Yep.
And Masli Karai?
Yes. So they are 3 nobles. They are regaling you with the trade that they do across the city. All of them seem to be connected to the distilleries and vineyards. So you've ticked them out because they're
I've absolutely found myself in the right people.
And they've given you a little bit of information about the fact that drunkenly giving away some stuff of the places they've stored things.
Yes.
You know that if you ever ended up in the catacombs beneath Kand, there are some places where some new sparkling wine is being stored.
Fantastic.
So you're just absorbing all of that, but at the same time, you've actually managed to pick out some other interesting people across the room. Most of these folks are not human. You're human, but most of Kand is human, and so a lot of the other faces that you see around. So you'll definitely pick out most of this group here, and a human who's entering wearing a very dirty, but trying to brush the flour and salt and stuff and everything off because as the man in the mint jacket introduces himself, "Hello, everyone! I am Charka Sage from Mint to Be! And before we bring out the brand new menu item, I would like to wow your palates and alight your senses with delectables! And I don't know where this man's been, but bring out some treats for everyone!
Yes, not quite sure how this is, but I have plenty of delectables for each of you.
Oh my goodness.
So, who would like to try our plant-based menu? I have a special one just for you, actually.
Thank you.
And the rest of you.
What is this kind, sir?
Today we have a lovely plant-based chocolate mousse. Flavored with a hint of maple, and of course our signature mint to be mint leaves. On the other side, we have a vegan checkerboard cookie, all thrown together. Look a little like tiger stripes. Again, the base here is coconut.
Just
No animals were harmed in the process of that. We might have to adjust a little bit on the signature mint leaves, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
leave it to Kand to not know how to cook without butter.
It is one of our signatures, after all.
Here, I can hold it.
Please enjoy these samples and let us know if it was truly meant to be.
Thank you.
That was all.
It's very nice.
Wow, I mean, eventually you showed up, that's great! Now you can get out! Okay, everybody! That gentleman, I don't know who he is. As I said, my name is Charkas, and I am here to present to you the main event tonight. All of you, extremely wealthy and interesting folks. You bought tickets here because Mint to Be is about to reveal their brand new item. It is, and they start rolling out a cart. On this cart is the size of the table we're playing at, a giant pile of finely piped mashed potatoes. They are delicately piped into rosettes, all in layers. It looks like a giant wedding cake. And wafting across to you, the smell of the potatoes, the butter, garlic, roasted garlic, and maybe like a meatloaf? And Charka steps back. It's the Beefcake! And from across the room, all of a sudden there's like lights that start going and confetti starts to fly and the music starts up, and then from the inside of the cake, the most beautiful dwarf you've ever seen, he explodes out of the cake. Bits of mashed potato and meatloaf go flying, the brandy peppercorn gravy that's been drizzled across of it, some of that's just gonna slap everybody across the face as bits of the beefcake explode out and the dwarf begins.
Can I make a dexterity saving throw?
You don't want to get covered in beefcake?
Correct. Not yet, anyway.
Okay, if you don't want to get covered in beefcake, roll. But I can't imagine why.
Oh, I botched.
May I?
Oh, nat 1.
You too.
17.
Good number.
18.
May I cast a spell to make just wave this stuff?
Oh, let's go around the table. This is amazing. Okay, so the beefcake explosion happens. We're gonna freeze frame as the dwarf has just jumped out, rippling muscles, the hair across him. He's really like stout, wide. And he's gonna be like reaching out to a pole is descending from the ceiling.
Oh.
So he's about to start his pole dance number, and over here,
Yes, so I just kind of like very subtly wave my hand as this explosion of meat and potatoes happens, and it looks like it splatters in front of me, just close enough where it looks like it hits me, and then it falls.
yeah, just
I hate this place.
nice.
I'm in the process of pulling a piece of napkin out of my beak, and I just get beefcake in the face. Drop the napkin on the ground and start to wipe the beefcake off.
It's a little bit of the potato starts to get stuck in some of your like feathers though. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's in there. That's in there.
One of them is a lost cause, and I'm plucking it.
That's my favorite one.
So I was probably just a little bit further away, being at the door. So I saw this coming, and I just had enough split reaction time to get my shield up in front of my face, just kind of like, so that I hear it's like as it splatters against it, and I kind of just like lower it down, only to like catch eye of this also beefy dwarf, and it's just like, where the fuck is this place?
Jerry, the dwarf, whose name you don't remember, winks at you because you guys would have been introduced earlier. So
Yeah.
as he just like leans back, as he's about to like pull the pull, and then he's gonna start his number.
I just blush so hard.
I botched, and then I rolled my percentile and got a 70.
So
Oh yeah, homebrew rule. When we roll a nat 1, we roll our percentile dice to see how bad it is.
for our newer players, just reminding everybody of that. So it's not in every instance that we'll do nat 1 incurs a percentile roll, although sometimes it's just fun. So we do it. It's fun. And then the higher the percentage, the more likely they are that you have damage or some sort of like permanent consequences. You know, across Altero, we've had a couple of adventurers lose a couple of toes and fingers and eyes.
Teeth.
Crossbow Bobby Dungeon.
Oh.
One-eyed crossbow Bobby.
R.I.P. to a real one.
Doro 9 toes.
Lots of little things like that can happen. So, what happens here?
I take the food to be polite, but the mint leaf, I don't do mint. I've just been staring at it, so while I would love to avoid the potato, I'm just like trying to find a place to get rid of the food and not eat it. Just like, and absolutely covered. But I use it as a cover to drop the food that I was holding, so I don't have to eat it.
Okay, so I'd actually like to have foregone potentially my dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Would have cracked a joke immediately, leading over to the nobles and go, I've always been more of a fish person myself. And take that opportunity to reach into their pocket and steal whatever I can in their pocket. And the sleight of hand check was a 19.
Nice! Oh! Get it.
Okay, that's all of them. So you get your hands, you get your little your mitts, your paws, you get them into everybody's pockets.
Amazing.
Mostly you're gonna find gold.
Fantastic.
So I'm gonna roll up that and I'll send you some gold when you get there.
Always.
You're also gonna find a certificate that goes along with a sparkling wine purchase and sale.
Perfect.
So you're apparently now the owner of 16 barrels.
I absolutely am, and I've always been.
I mean, this just belongs to you, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. And then there's an interesting note in there that you'll have to unpack later because it's not written in a language that you understand.
Okay.
And there's a seal at the bottom that has a stamp on it that's got a shape of a little like a lock and key.
Fantastic. And I play off just the laughter as I'm just kind of maneuvering myself between these nobles, and using them almost to kind of shield myself from the beefcake.
Amazing. And they are most of the people there are actually kind of oh my god, they're weirdly excited to be covered in the beefcake and laughing about it, and everyone's kind of helping each other clean off, and it's rolling down people's cleavage, and everyone's drinking, and they're having a good time, and it's just a gravy dribble, and enjoying the show that's slowly starting up as we wind back up from our freeze, but with Alla.
Ella, at this point, I rolled a 7, so
Getting some beefcake on you.
yeah, I mean, she's in the booths a little bit farther away, but she's making out with Fran by now.
Oh, okay.
And so it just sort of hits her back, and she doesn't even really notice.
It's in her
she's
hair,
got the
though.
plate on. Yeah. So, as far as she knows, she doesn't have anything on her.
Okay.
That's gonna be there. That's gonna spoil on you.
It's gonna dry.
Okay.
I don't have opinions or whatever.
So there's a little bit of the beefcake meatloaf, which is the cake layers inside the beefcake.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the first time she's been covered in beefcake.
Hot.
Love it. So, and Jerry starts his show. And whenever he gets a chance, he makes eye contact with you as he winds around this pole. His number is very dramatic and exciting. And Charkis, who's wearing his mint jacket, he kind of looks around at everybody and he's like, Jerry, everyone! And Jerry will backflip off of the pole and sort of land in a slide through the mashed potatoes and gravy that's all across the floor. And then he will exit gracefully from the room. And another set of acrobats will start up around the corners as, again, servers come out with more wine for everyone, and the party starts to continue. And Charkis starts some rounds where he wants to introduce himself to everybody. So he's probably going to come over here first because you're sort of central to some of the conversation and very exciting. How are you enjoying mint to be and beefcake?
Oh, it's divine. Thank you for having me here.
And are you from the city itself? From Kand?
No. Do I look like I'm from here?
Is it? People travel across all sorts of places. Do you think that you'd still come and frequent, or while you're visiting this city, maybe you would consider coming by? And he tries to flash you a card that doesn't look like he even knows what it says. He kind of reads it again. He's like, meant to be somewhere in a district in the city here.
I think I'd kind of put my hand out flat, not wanting to actually engage in touch with him, and put it out flat. And I think I kind of move my hair to the side, and he would see this patch of essentially mange just across my face and working down under my my garments. You
Roll
sure
insight.
you'd like me back?
Roll insight. Yeah.
Okay. That is going to be a 15.
Okay. He pauses, and you see a bit of something of this act drop for a second as he takes a look at you and feels a connection, oddly, suddenly, in a way that you don't have this happen very often. And for a second on his face, it warps. But he pulls it back under control and covered in a little bit of beefcake myself, and I'm going to take an opportunity to introduce myself to more people, but maybe we should hang out more later. Okay,
And
bye.
I take the card and I go, please, let's talk again.
Yes, Charkus.
Orlani.
My friends call me Chark.
My friends call me Orlani.
And I'm a little rattled. He kind of starts to wander over, and he'll notice yourself. Charkus, Sage, I noticed that you're not covered in beefcake like everybody came here to be. Did you not want to party with us?
Not quite in the same way as you, no.
Do you like delectables? Is this something that is something on your plate? Are you will you come to Mint to Be and purchase our goods? He's not very good at this. Like he's trying to sell the place, but
I kind of just like smile at him and say, your fares are acceptable. The wine is spectacular, I must say.
We don't make wine. We make
Oh, you did
cookies,
the wine.
and bread, and I think turnovers. I think they make.
But you made this chocolate.
Yeah. Chocolate mousse. And then you see that some servers are coming out with nice pieces of beefcake. So thinly sliced, little towers of cake. So you see the meatloaf layers with the. You okay? Delicately piped mashed potatoes.
You have a problem with some beefcake?
No, I don't.
And then a beautiful the gravy, the peppercorn gravy with the smell of the brandy throughout it, and the wafting of the garlic. So those pieces of delicately sliced beefcake are being brought around, and he's like, "So you're not going to?"
I do appreciate that that some of your offerings are not made of animal.
You don't eat animals.
No, I do not.
Interesting. Good to know. What about you, Feathers?
And then, so she's gonna, in like a perfect, pitch perfect imitation of Charkus, she's gonna go, "Mint to be! Why?" and gesture to her like kind of feathers that still have bits of potato in them.
That's like the whole bit, the act, the raison d'etre, that we are here to be food and have food on us and in us, and it's a visceral experience of beefcake.
Food on us. And she's gonna shake her head.
Yeah. Okay. I get it. It's weird. A little bit, but also at the same time, open up your senses. You're here in Gala. I'm assuming you're not from the city itself.
East.
And yourself.
Not from here.
Yeah, and I can tell. And there's a thing about this city, and that you come here and you can experience a lot of things. You gotta stay open. Stay open.
Stay open.
Open to food being on you.
Open to
In you.
food. In us.
Yeah. I like you. Okay, and he kind of like toddles off and straightens up his jacket again, and he comes over. He's talking to you, and he's like, "What do you think?
What?
Beefcake."
Oh, he was an amazing performer.
That's Jerry. What about the cake itself? Like the beefcake? The reveal, that was sort of my idea. We'd do a big thing, we'd do a number, it'd be great.
The number was very nice, but I didn't know I was getting into such a messy endeavor. Would you be responsible for the cleaning?
There's at the end of the night, there's you go through like a little bunch of people with some magic spells, do some little like something, and you walk out. You're gonna, this gets dirtier, right?
I did not.
Yeah.
What kind of dirty are we talking?
You could have bought a ticket for this, right?
Oh, yeah. And I search for it, and then I start searching him and slipping hands into pockets, and I'm going to try and rob him.
This is the fun side of the table.
This is the like.
Excuse me. We have fun too, thank you. You just haven't seen it yet.
And if,
I can't see any of it.
if there is a ticket on him, I'm looking for something to be like, oh, like this, so that I can match it, but I'm also going to steal from him if I can. 22.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you get your hands in his pockets.
Can I see this?
You, yeah, you're paying pretty close attention. So
Yeah.
let's roll roll just a perception.
Okay.
Is that against my 22?
Well, we'll see what kind of.
Oh, I'm not seeing.
Okay, so but we'll say that you are watching this interaction happen. You just don't notice because your
Yeah.
sleight of hand is good enough that you don't notice necessarily the pockets, but you notice there's some sort of a like the movements that you're making are a little bit like. You know, you've got a little bit of experience with watching this. It does seem like something's happening. You just can't. You haven't spotted it happening, but you know maybe. You're like right there.
Something about that right there.
Are you coming over?
No, I was told to stay right here. So I'm gonna do what I was told. I'm gonna stay right here. As I mumble the orders to myself again.
So as I'm searching through, I'll pull. Does he have a ticket for this event on him?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll pull that out and be like, yes, I have one of these. As I slip gold or whatever into my pocket, and then I'll pull out my ticket and be like, yes, I do have one of these. Slip that back into his pocket, pull out one of the cards, and be like, meant to be. Is this you?
Roll perception.
10.
Okay, so it looks like a general invitation. You don't have a chance to really scour it. But if you hang on to it, there might be more information on it. You get the feel of it.
It's gone. It's up my sleeve.
Yeah. You get the feeling that you want to look at this more later. Yeah.
And what do you make food?
Meant to be. Across, God. They're trying to get, more elaborate and more clientele that's got the money to afford events like this.
Oh, well, I don't want to waste much of your time, but
And I present a card of my own that just says Anthem, Bard Extraordinaire on it.
Okay.
And
I'm not the kind who hires caterers, but I work alongside them all the time.
Great. He kind of takes it and he walks away. He goes to put it in his pocket, but he doesn't even try. It just like falls to the floor as he keeps going.
I'll catch it with my tail.
Okay. Take it back. And Sharkus, are you still like making out in the corner?
Oh yeah.
The fun on the table.
Hot.
With the pirate?
Yeah.
Same? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Not that easy.
Okay, so Sharkus will just be like, nice. As he kind of walks by and then he comes over and just does a quick like,
Hi.
hey,
Sure. Hi. Yeah. What can I do for you?
I'm just taking a break.
Oh.
I'm just chatting with people. It's the whole thing.
Yeah. I saw that. It looks really tiring and exhausting.
Yeah. So what's your name?
Oh,
I'm Sharkus. Sharkus Sage.
Magathra. Hi. Magathra Cakeforge.
Cake Forge.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've heard of that.
Oh, you have? Yeah. Well, there's a lot of us over in Taranik.
Yeah.
Yeah. We get around. There's a lot of us. We do some brew. We brew. We're brewers. How are you?
Bored. Yeah. And he's gonna take off.
Okay. I'll stay here by the door. I'll do what I'm told.
How close am I to the door at this point? Like,
You guys are not too far away.
Well,
Not
pretty
too
close
far away.
together.
So you would have heard that. Yeah.
okay, cool. I'm gonna move towards
Oh, yeah.
you, and kind of like make eye contact, looking kind of for like, you get the sense that I'm like maybe looking for consent to approach kind of thing.
Hello. Yes. Can I help you?
Yeah. You work here.
Yes, I do. It is my first day, so I might not know all the answers to the questions, but I will help you. What can I do to help?
Don't need help.
Oh, okay.
Mint to be.
Yeah, they are. It's pretty messy, huh?
You don't like.
Well, yeah, I like food. I like food that's, goes in my mouth that I choose. Not everywhere. And I kind of gesture to my shield, full of gravy, mashed potatoes. But speaking of it, I kind of just pull a little handkerchief and I hand it to you. You gotta. Can I help? And I just dab off a little bit more. Here you go.
You seem uncomfortable.
Oh, well, I just, I haven't been in this city long, and I'm learning about the Candy Club.
I haven't been in this city long.
Oh, you as well. Where did you come from?
East.
Oh, East. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot. There's a lot East. Yeah. You staying here long?
She's gonna turn and sort of look around the room. Stay here long.
Okay. Yeah. I'm staying at the inn down by the river, not the expensive one, the less expensive.
The less expensive one.
Yes. So if you're looking for a good deal, that place is
The Room and Boar.
yeah, the Room and Boar. It's they got a theme. It's boars.
Boars.
Yes. Yeah. So it's not too bad. But yeah, if there's anything you need in the Candy Club, I am here for you. And but I have to stay right here.
Right here.
Yes.
And then she's gonna sort of tap her chest and say, Lyra.
Lyra, so nice to meet you. I'm Magathra.
Magathra.
Yes.
Lyra.
You can call me Mog.
You can call me Mog.
That's my name, not your name, but okay.
Your name. Mog. She's just gonna pick a crumb of food that's gotten onto you off with her beak and on the
Thanks.
ground.
Yeah. Do you want any? These are so nice looking, but I didn't see how they were prepared, so I'm just I'm not gonna. Do you want them?
Suspicious. Same.
Yeah. It's just something about food, especially when some of the food splatters. Is weird.
No trust behind closed doors.
We should hang out more.
Hang from where?
Oh, well, I mean, we after this, somewhere else. Anyways.
Idiom.
Yes, that's right. Incredible.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Okay, so as that little exchange is taking place over the door, you were standing kind of close to Lyra. Have you moved on? Do you pay attention to this exchange, or there's some other interesting folks in the room?
I'd like to pay attention to the host who's going around trying to brag and boast and get people's attention. I don't want to get too close to him, but I do just subtle spell cast detect the thoughts.
Oh.
Does he get to make a save?
Yes.
I love subtle spell.
Very much like to do that.
Certainly does. As I destroy your whole campaign.
Oh, I know you, buddy. This campaign is a land-proof.
Oh no.
Well, I'm
That
not.
sounds like a challenge.
I'm not
Yeah.
punching things anymore, so it's
I was gonna say that means it's mine. Don't worry about it.
exactly.
He's a sorcerer. Shit.
Watch
Yeah.
it use the legendary resistance.
Okay.
See,
what's the
sorry,
status
I just want to make sure.
Okay, so
It's a
Charkis.
spell. It is a wisdom save for 14.
You can't read shit. Are they aware of it if they succeed? No, this could be also your own flavor.
I think they're only aware of it if you probe
if you,
deeper.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're just doing a light dusting of thought fields. Okay, so he just carries on. The only thing you'd hear from his mind is he's just like ba 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 And he's just like singing.
Because I don't want to hear people hum like encouraging tunes to themselves, and I don't want to get a copyright strike on us here either. So yeah.
That's a real reason. No conversation. He's just, got it going in his head. Nothing available for you with his nat 20. Okay.
Typical.
Meow, over here. Other people interested in chatting with somebody, or there's other interesting folks like yourselves here who stand out. So all 6 of you, although you're trying to maybe like not stand out, but the action of doing that makes you stand out.
The nobles in the room that were already targeted, are they like
Their pockets are dry.
Are they like are they like the fanciest looking people in the room?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't see that happen, so I'm going to approach them.
Okay.
I think as you walk up, it's like game recognized game. I think there's a moment of like, I just kind of raise an eyebrow of like a, very much of like, this is my space.
And I'm just gonna make eye contact, but then dart to the other 3 and kind of
like a, it's dry. Like
Okay.
if there was a an eyes only version of Thieves' Cant, that's what.
But I'll just give a little smirk and I'll change
And
tactic.
as
go
you're
somewhere
leaving,
else.
I go, I don't believe we've met. Come, walk with me. And I just kind of like curtsy to the nobles, kind of like doing a little bit of a swish to hide the gold in my pockets. I immediately take your arm and we take off across the room.
Nice.
What did you get?
I have no idea what you're speaking of.
Nice.
This is nice, what you have going on here.
Oh, thank you. I've never met someone so furry.
There's a first time for everything.
Yes. Do you find it hard amongst these people to be accepted?
You obviously don't know me very well. No, not at all. Also, are your arms covered? Like, are you wearing long sleeves?
Yes.
Good.
This plus a long sleeve jacket.
Great. Okay, long sleeves as well. Good. Well, what is your name?
Oh, I'm surprised you don't know me. I am Anthem.
Wonderful to meet you, Anthem. I am Oralani.
Oralani. That is a beautiful name.
Thank you.
Normally my reputation precedes me, but that's okay. One day, across the land, they will all know the name of Anthem.
How's that going for you so far?
Not bad. Not great. Or you would have known, but it's okay.
Are you from Kant here, or are you from farther?
I'm from everywhere.
I see. Must be difficult when you're trying to go home, if you're from everywhere.
You know what they say, home is where the heart is.
Interesting. I've not heard that one yet.
Really?
No.
Oh, it's very common. Yes. Where are you from?
Oh, goodness. Have you heard of Adarjan?
Yes.
Well, I'm from there.
Oh. Are there a lot of your people there?
If you'll allow me, can you make an insight check?
Damn right.
Ala, you may notice a bard you know interacting, so you're welcome to come over through the course of the conversation.
17.
Okay.
Good
you
number.
would notice a slight twitch at where their eye is when she says, "Oh, some of us. Not many anymore, but some of us."
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, you can't stop industry, you know.
Yes, the humans.
Why are you here? If you're not performing, why are you here?
Oh, I was given a ticket to this event tonight. Yeah, I had other business in hand that I had to wrap up. And this was a bonus to the deal.
I found mine.
Oh,
Surprising what people leave in the trash.
by trash do you mean their pockets?
No, I mean the trash. Obviously, somebody didn't want to be here. They threw the ticket away, so waste not, want not.
Interesting. Why? These are very expensive tickets.
Exactly.
Why would they throw it away?
The food is awful, though.
I have not tried it.
It's too fresh.
Yes,
For my tasting.
Mint may. I like my food a little more peppery, spicy.
Now, if you left all of this out a couple extra days, it would be perfect.
Oh. Interesting.
Isn't it, though?
Yes.
Alec can join if she would wander in. She would have heard a little bit about.
I think absolutely. I am clocking the spectral elf in the corner, absolutely necking this pirate. Like I am for sure clocking that, and I think Anthem and I are just kind of standing, admiring this wonderful scene happening.
Looming over the makeout session.
Yeah, like a solid 15, 20 feet away, just being like, go on with your bad self.
The pirate
She takes a
excuses
break. She
excuses
actually-
themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, she wants to talk to the owners of the establishment because, like, she's been here many times to perform. Like, she's here, kind of pretty much every year for the festivals. So she just wants to go have a chat with them.
So on the way, you'll hear a little bit of this conversation. You can say hello.
Good to see you.
Allah. Yes, good to see you.
Who is this wonderful person?
My name's Alla. I here to perform earlier.
How very rude of me. Oralani, this is Allah.
Wonderful to meet you, Anna.
Yes, excellent. I'm just be back in a few minutes. I'm just on my way to speak to the proprietors and check in with them.
You've looked very busy all night. I wouldn't want to stand in your way.
Yeah, it's a busy night. Also, the beefcake is gone. At one point she sort of like wrapped her arm around and realized that I got beefcake all down, so I pressed a digitation it away.
Okay.
Amazing.
Okay. So you're gonna head off to talk to the owners.
Yeah.
Okay. They'll have come. They were coming through to do a quick tour. They would be familiar to most people who know of the Candy Club. So it's a dwarf and a human. They're both dressed really extravagantly. You can say hello. You know that they are Chip and Ozzy. Ozzy, he's got like a really elaborate whole silk vibe going on. Ozzy does the shows. So
And which one's human? Which one's
Ozzy's human.
okay?
Wearing lots of very bright, colorful silk. Probably there to quickly take a quick look at all of the performing and the acts that are happening along, doing a quick touch base in case anybody, wants to meet Jerry later. It'd be available if they want to talk to him or spend some time. And Chip is a dwarf. He's also there. He's dressed in a little bit more muted colors, and he's got a nice, almost like a kind of a Hawaiian shirt that's just wide open, showing off his really beautiful chest hair. And he's also kind of coming around and saying hi. So as they're coming in just to kind of check in with the event, they're going to come talk to you. You see Chip and Ozzy.
Wonderful to see you. Haven't had a chance to stop by. Was performing earlier and just got carried a bit away. How have you guys been?
Great, super busy. Chip's just kind of just like, we gotta check in on this event. We got a couple minutes. We gotta get out of here. We gotta get back downstairs. We got a new act performing downstairs. She's gonna be big.
Oh, wonderful. When's she coming out? I'd love to see this.
Yeah, come downstairs in 10, 15. Yeah. So, and Ozzy's just like, Ella! And gives you a big hug and clocks across to Anthem and waves because you've interacted with Ozzy before. And they're just kind of doing a quick wave and they have to quickly excuse themselves because they don't have too long, but they're like, come downstairs. See her, she's gonna be big. And they clock you at the door and they're like, I don't know your name.
Hi, I'm Agatha Kegforge. I work for you, sirs.
And Chip is trying to be like, yeah, you do. Yeah, Jim. Yeah, I work. So when did you start?
Well, 3 hours ago.
That's why I don't know your name. Welcome to the team.
Thank you.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
It's gonna get messy up here. It's gonna be a good party. Just make sure people go through the cleaning gates on their way out at the end of the day.
Okay, the cleaning gates are
The back door.
the back door.
Back door part. So
Okay.
downstairs we're gonna we got a new act coming out.
Okay.
She's gonna be fantastic. She's gonna be amazing. So the downstairs club is about to
Yeah.
get wild and focused, and everyone's gonna be there for the show. And so you want to make sure that these people up here are still taken really good care of. Yeah.
Yes, sirs. I will stay right here. Okay, so back door, cleaning. Stay here. Funnel them.
Yeah, you got this. And he just claps you on the back, and he's just like, I believe in you, Mugs. You're great, doing good things. And Ozzy's already started to go, and then they kind of like have toddled off of the room.
You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this.
Mogster.
Oh, that's Mug is better than Maxter. Yes, I prefer that. They seem nice, don't they? Are you gonna go check out the act?
Rather than respond to that question, Lyra's going to do her best attempt to mutter what she would have heard of your muttering, like to imitate the muttering. I don't know how much of it I would have been able to overhear based on how loud you were.
Yeah.
But like you can probably recognize it as like your own, like bits of words that you were saying.
Yeah.
And then
it's just a little mantra. It's my first day, and I've had a lot of jobs, and I don't. Sometimes I mess things up a little bit, so I'm trying really hard to make it to day 2 in this job.
day 2.
Yes, day 2. So let me know if you need anything. I'm here. I'm learning on the job, and I'm gonna come back for day 2. I can just feel it.
The job.
As you say day 2, I can just feel it. You start to notice that around the room, the nobles you interacted with, some of the artists, writers, the people who you're supposed to be there to protect, as they hold plates of beefcake, you watch one drop it.
Oh.
Smashes to the floor, and their hands are shaking.
Oh.
And you watch across the room a couple of more people drop the plate that they're eating beefcake from. And some of them also start to shake.
We need cleanup services. Clean up.
And you watch a couple of more people start to pull their hand to their face as their skin starts to pull away. And yellow ooze and dark green from some of their ears and across their neck starts to spread.
Is this a very
More cleanup!
familiar color to me?
Yes.
More clean. Help.
It starts to escalate very quickly, and across the room, we'll freeze in a moment, but across the room, you watch another character that you were talking to take a step, and their leg starts to shake as it suddenly balloons out, as though instantly filled with pus as it cracks and breaks. And another character next to you, who was mouthful of beefcake, turns to look at you as from the side of their mouth suddenly an enormous yellow goiter forms and then explodes out as they all start to fill, expanding into large, round, pus-filled sacks that used to be the people you were standing next to. And in the middle of the room watching all of this happen, we'll get perceptions and insights, whatever you guys want to do in a second. Charkis takes a step, and his languid style and his mint-colored jacket, and he takes a step and you watch him wobble a little bit. And then he starts to also balloon.
Oh my god.
And he's watching as his hand in fear starts to, and he starts to
Awesome.
pull
Willy
out,
Wonka bullshit.
also starting to expand. His color's a little bit more greenish, but you're seeing the greens and yellows across the people around the table as you start to watch this happen in the moments before the first person explodes. Why didn't you eat the beefcake?
Because I'm vegan. Just
Is that your class?
yes.
And everyone knows about it.
I have vegan powers, obviously. I take a coaster off of the table next to me and put it on top of my glass of wine, and I put the wine down, and I knew I hated this place, and just start preparing a spell.
Lyra's gonna turn away from talking to Mog, and subconsciously, without even realizing she's doing it, she's gonna start imitating, like, just very slightly with her body language, the way that people in the room are like moving as a way of trying to process what's happening. So just kind of like,
As they take wobbly steps, you take wobbly steps.
yeah. But like it's like like a quarter of their movement. She's copying a little bit of it and just watching what's happening.
She also didn't eat beefcake.
No beefcake for Lyra.
Got it. Next.
I kind of just stand there in shock, and I kind of just as I was politely holding this, it just drops right out of my hand. And I was like, what is happening? They didn't say this would happen on the first day.
They told you it was gonna be messy.
I didn't even get an orientation.
This is not what they meant.
As I see it start happening, because we're still locked arms, I'm just going to recoil and pull and search myself. And are you reacting? Or do you look oddly calm?
As you brush against her in this exit,
You need to make a Constitution saving throw.
What the piss? Well, it's cocked. Mamma mia. Damn it, it's almost a 19. 15?
You're good.
Okay.
I don't like this energy. Can I just project that out?
So, as you would have dropped arms and kind of brushed against the exposed skin or fur on my hand, Orlani walks to the center of the it's like the look of pure wonder, joy, and amazement, like a kid in a candy store, as all of these beautiful things are happening around them, except Chakras in the center.
it's different for sure.
Yes. Eyes focused on him, and you just hear the words, "She's mine," as I lock eyes with Chakras.
Okay, you're fine. Good. You didn't eat beefcake. Great.
And I much prefer fish anyway.
Don't eat the fish either.
Alla doesn't eat beefcake.
No, when I got there, I had a big roast venison meal after my performance, so, not very hungry. But as soon as I see this start to happen, I go over and, before I've noticed that it's happening to lots of people, I cast Lay on Hands on the first person that I see to give them some healing.
As soon as you touch them, they explode. And there is nothing left to heal. And all around the room, everyone, whether they looked full of the yellow, disgusting, melted flesh of their insides or not, they are now. And as some of them take steps, they are just bags of this rotten, yellow pus. And they are all exploding all around
They're
you.
like a piece of furniture to dive behind, or
You can all dive behind things, but then you start to hear people from outside the room screaming that something's going on. And we're going to talk to you, Charkas, when we come back from our break.
what the hell?
I'm never gonna get
Talk to
day two.
Charkas.
Explore the wondrous world of the Curse of the Usurper in this sprawling 900-plus page, 3-book campaign setting. Our 3-volume hardcover book set is filled with beautifully illustrated and meticulously written content, sure to thrill players and inspire game masters everywhere. Terrify your players with over 50 new physical 28mm monster miniatures and over 400 printable Dwarven dungeon files. Manage your game easily with more than 60 beautiful maps and with stat cards detailing various new spells and diseases, over 50 items and over 100 unique monsters and NPCs. Want even more? Delve into the Curse of the Usurper with a custom Game Master screen, collectible campaign dice, pre-generated characters and character sheets. Or grab the supplemental adventure of over 100 pages called Innocent in Still Echo and engage in a prison break from the sprawling dungeons of Havda. Lastly, included for free with every pledge is a shard virtual tabletop version of the Curse of the Usurper to be played online. Enhance your games with easily scanned voiceover text using the QR codes found throughout the adventure. Enjoy more than 10 music tracks specific to the campaign setting and adventures that are sure to heighten and expand your player's experience. Explore the sprawling port city of Havda, shop in over 20 fleshed-out stores, engage in animated tentacle arm wrestling in the Sunken Dream Tavern, fight opponents in Morven's Sorrow Pit, puzzle your way through Askel's Tower, and much, much more. Travel north through the frozen dark lands of Laskel, where players will negotiate with the vampires of Mornhaven, battle off-hill giants, and creep through Neverdawn Asylum. Players can journey even further south, dealing with the Sisters of Bleakbow and learning the secrets of the lost mines of Shekel, the lair of the fabled usurper, where the dead rise from millennia-old stone. Sharpen your weapons, strap on your adventuring packs, grab your spellbook, and back the Curse of the Usurper for an all-inclusive campaign experience today.
Thanks for calling QuestKeep. What question can I help you with today?
What does it take to be a hero? Some would say bravery. Some might say confidence. Others might say a brutal, unprovoked attack by a radioactive animal. But what if there was a better way?
You get behind-the-scenes exclusive for...
Yeah, and if you're like me and you don't like people, there's digital stuff.
No, I'm not really on the phone. I'm just pretending.
For the low monthly cost of 1 banana and a Blu-ray copy of Rambo First Blood Part 2, you could not only be a founding member for the QuestKeep channel, but also use it to unlock incredible benefits, including QuestKeep exclusive updates, early access to content, private Discord community access with a VIP badge, discount on merchandise, lifetime Founding Heroes credit. Yes, all of that for the low monthly cost of a Blu-ray copy of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. But with no banana, because that Blu-ray is priced just a little bit higher.
Because we're such firm believers in democracy, we do have exclusive voting power.
Side chowder. 2 side chowders.
Join the Heroes Haven tier on QuestKeep's Patreon and become our hero today.
Mom, stop calling me at work.
In some tales, the adventure begins in a tavern. Not this time. In most tales, the heroes triumph over evil. Not this time. In all tales of my curse, I am bound forever to the Shadow Realm. Not this time. Where we have just had the room at the Candy Club full of important, interesting people here for this extremely exciting menu item reveal. And suddenly, as the poison takes hold across the room and all of the people start to explode in huge yellow pus clouds, you're looking at, from mint to be, Charkas Sage in his tight, elaborate jacket. And his body is also starting to grow and expand and warp, and he looks at you. You called out to him.
I just looked at him and I said, she's mine.
He races over, and he looks around the room. There's a couple of faces not suffering from the poison, but he connects with you. But he's speaking loud enough for all of you to hear. You have to avenge me! Avenge me!
Does he look like he's like ballooning?
Yeah.
Like his skin is ballooning? I am going to take one of my claws and I'm going to pop him.
He goes, ah! And it like explodes in kind of a wobbly jelly greenness and leaks down his arm.
And I go to threaten the other arm. How?
I don't know.
What did you put in it?
It was me. It was not me.
I pop the other arm because he's not answering my question.
His arm just like collapses and like to a pool to the ground. No, please, you must discover the secret of Haladon. And he looks around the room. Haladon. Haladon. And the mushrooms. Follow the mushrooms.
Oh, I pop his leg at this point.
And he's like falling to the floor.
He's
like,
really chewing up the
the
secret
mushrooms. Follow the mushrooms to Haladon and discover the curse thing.
How do I get paid for today? I still get my full 8 hours, right?
Is this really happening?
Does anyone have any questions before I put an end to this absolute monstrosity?
Ouch, rude.
Hold that thought. And I would like to cast Detect Thoughts one more time. In his,
He rolls a 19. You! I held it on and he works with... And he gets all of your attention so he can do his biggest moment yet as his arms and legs, he's in a poo of this like green slime.
Is this the owner of Mint to Be or just an employee? Like,
roll insight.
He didn't know.
Well, I'm trying to find out, do I know them? Because
you don't know.
Like,
You've never seen him before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're rolling insight, would you allow me to give the help action for that one?
He doesn't know where Mint to Be was.
12 plus 3 is 15. What does the help action do?
You can roll with advantage.
Advantage.
15.
But you saw that when the servers were coming around to give out food, they don't recognize him either. And he's wearing a mint jacket, but there's none of the branding that you would have seen on the business card is associated with his jacket or any of his lapels or anything. Like, you don't get the vibe that he really works there, and he's doing this elaborate scene here that...
I'm gonna like push my jacket aside and I take out a curved blade almost in the shape of a sickle that's been hiding under my jacket. It's a scimitar. I hold it behind his neck.
How'd you get that in here?
You obviously weren't doing your job.
Touche.
I mean, I'm openly wearing a longsword.
I have all kinds of... I don't think he's really here.
I'm here and I'm real and I have to tell you everything
Yeah, he's
so
full
that
of
you
shit.
can go on. I'm not full of shit. Fuck you.
He's lying.
And he whispers a name to you before he explodes and he says, "It's her, and she works for her, and Haladon works for her, Aurora." And then he explodes with this like green slimy mess all over the floor. He's the green slimy mess intermingling with the yellow slimy messes. And the yellow slimy messes almost seem to run as though downhill towards you.
To me?
I'm gonna take like a napkin from the table.
We'll come back to you in a second.
And just put it over his face. Whatever's left of his face. Yeah.
There's nothing left of his face.
Where I think his face was, like, rest now.
Place where face should be.
Yeah, his jacket is sort of just like undulating a little bit
Yeah.
as the slime waves out from him.
Slime is all coalescing into one area towards Orlani.
The yellow slime of all
But not the green of this.
His stuff is just starting to hit the ground, so it's all like slimy
But
mess.
it's a different color?
Yep.
I would assume like a space like this has like kind of rafter things. I would have attempted to, when people started exploding, climb up into the rafters so I would be above.
Smart.
Okay, so we got to back up a bit.
That's okay.
While he was doing his whole show, I used my divine sense to detect good and evil
Ooh, okay. And
within 60 feet. And only, not if they have like total cover. So someone in a different room.
yeah, he's evil as fuck.
It's not the only evil sign you get in the room, so.
So there's some just like generating centers of that negative evil energy. I will give you this, that as he explodes, it's not gone.
So am I detecting it from you as well?
Yes.
This suspicious.
I'm gonna quickly start rifling through pockets of corpses.
Okay.
The most important thing in the goo.
You all start to hear
It's goo.
an alarm.
Okay.
And you hear screaming from people outside the room, and you watch the boss that hired you just skids into this space, and he's like looking across the room, and he locks eyes with you, and he's like,
I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. They all just exploded, and there was pus everywhere. And there's a Haladon who works for Aurora, and something about mushrooms. And they all brought weapons in. My bad. I didn't see that. But you know, that has nothing to do with this.
He's back and he yells, like, he's like, arrest them all!
I've cast invisibility.
I cast invisibility as well, yes.
No.
They can certainly try.
They can see.
So you look back and you see all these, there's 6 of you left, 1 in the rafters, 2 that like go invisible as you look back. And you know that there's a discreet back way to exit.
Okay. Anybody?
And you watch the guard turn around as he's trying to like get everyone organized.
Okay, guys. We didn't do it. We can all collectively agree. We didn't do it. We didn't do it. We do it. We're innocent, right? I don't want to go to jail. Back door this way. Come with me. I'll take you. Ignore the buckets. They're for something else.
Was that Chip or Ozzy that?
No, it's a different general, like lower staff member who basically hires all of the security.
So I'm gonna grab my shield and my battle axe and kind of like, come on this way, and open up the door. It's behind a curtain or something.
Am I rolling anything to pocket search?
You can roll a sleight of hand. I'll send everybody some notes after the episode.
15.
Okay. So I'll keep track so that I know that you would have been able to grab a couple like little small things as you kind of like race through. And
I didn't say anything about detecting evil from her.
Oh, keep it to yourself.
I'm just keeping an eye on it.
I remember that I cast Detect Thoughts twice, and so I can't cast Invisibility.
What does it look like when you go to cast it and it doesn't work?
It's
Lyra, come down. Come this way. Come in this way. We don't want to stay in here.
I'll scamper down and follow.
I follow as well.
Okay. I follow, but they don't see me.
I think I linger in the room and I kind of lock eyes with Alla, who's obviously staring at me, and I go, after you, princess.
Really a princess, but I do like the name. Not too concerned about being arrested because I'm a paladin and known here, so, but, seems fun.
Are you
No,
are
it
concerned?
smells terrible in
Are
here.
you concerned a little bit about just keeping an eye on this?
I mean, I come across a lot of evil people. I can't keep an eye on all of them, but
facts.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad people in the world. It smells disgusting in here. It's like that sour, disgusting, like infection smell. And it's a bit overpowering, so
You make a face
follow
like
him.
what when you smell that smell?
I'm definitely gagging and retching a little bit.
And you make a face like,
This is heaven.
all right. So the two of you follow.
As Ala leaves the room, the yellow liquid, viscous liquid that has gathered around me, I put a finger in it and I tuck my hand under my my doublet and just press it right there. And I walk out of the room. And I do not take poison damage.
You wait for it to almost, it seems to come towards you, and you think that maybe it will make a shape or there will be some message to discern from it, and you get nothing.
It's like I wait a second too long, hoping I feel that feeling again, hoping I hear her again. And it's like there's a yearning, a pulling that I want to stay. And I think knowing that that's not coming is when I put the hand over my
Bring it
heart.
with you.
And I bring it with me and I go.
And we're all racing down the stairs.
This way, this way.
Okay, so the Candy Club in the city of Kant is in the Old Town. So there used to be a city a long time ago that existed here first. And it has, of course, grown from that space. And so these are older buildings, mostly stone. But they still have the beautiful crimson rooftops. And you enter out into the night. And you're racing. Where would you like to go? You know that, not too far from here, is a cemetery with the entrance to the catacombs. The cemeteries here in the city is known as the Crows.
I don't really know where anything is in this city, to be honest. I got kind of confused walking here. I was 10 minutes late to my job, going from the room and board.
Where would you hide, right?
Yeah, so I think you say that to us.
Yeah, kind of like I don't know.
So I'm going to. Yes, I'm going to use psychic whispers to establish a telepathic connection between you, myself, and you because you were standing close, and not any of you because I don't know you well enough. And you, the two of you, see it looks like almost like swirling like particles in your head rather than words, but you see an image of like these like catacomb tunnels, like as if moving through really quickly, and I beckon and take the lead.
I am suddenly very interested in what just happened, but I follow along.
Hearing you say catacombs, I think my flashback to that conversation, I also take the certificate of wine purchase out of my pocket and go, sounds like fun. And I follow after.
I'm just invisibly following. Being pretty quiet and trying to remain.
Where did he go? We lost him.
Bards, you know.
Roll stealth. And everybody else, you can roll a perception.
Yeah.
17.
Good number.
16.
Stealth and perception?
Just perception.
Okay.
You guys are running. You're not getting to be super stealthy except for the invisible.
Like a brisk walk, like a speed.
Okay, yeah, sure. Way better. Way better. No one would be caught dead slightly running.
I rolled a 6.
13.
16.
21.
14.
I think it's because I was standing next to Anthem for so long. I know what he smells like.
What do you smell like?
A lot of essential oils.
Heady cologne, like smell. Yeah.
But not like too much. It's toned down, but it's pleasant. It's not like when you walk into the perfume department and you're like,
What's the predominant smell though? Like, is like there's an element that comes along with the oils.
well, there's an underpining of sulfur that I'm trying to overpower as a tiefling. So I'm using a lot of vanilla and sandalwood.
And as I walk past Anthem, I think I just lean over where his invisible form is and I go, really, darling, you have to stop hiding who you are. And I keep walking.
There's a lot going on with you.
Smells like a masculine cake. You not smell it?
Like a beefcake?
Or a mask cake, it's fine.
I'm fully focused leading away. And you'll notice that even though Lyra appears to have like bare feet, which are like bird claws, they make no sound as they move over the cobblestones.
Amazing.
Cool. Intriguing.
As I'm running with my heavy armor, I am making all the noise. Trotting after you like.
How's Alla's run? Is she?
She's not really running.
Okay.
She knows where the catacombs are. She's been here enough. I mean, she doesn't know where everything in the city is, but the old part of the city is quite small. So
Yeah. And we're not too far from where a lot of performance stuff happens, just outside of Old Town.
So she's sort of following along behind, just like slowly prestidigitationing all the crap off her, getting herself cleaned up. She's got to go back to her hotel and get the rest of her gear at some point.
But the bells start to clang across the entire city, starting out from close to the Candy Club. And you hear additional shouts and guards in the night. And so you take to the catacombs.
So, where would the entrance to the catacombs be?
It's at the Crows, the graveyard.
So it's okay.
Yeah.
So it would be like a mausoleum kind of thing that like falls in. Okay. So I'll show. I'm gonna be mostly focused on Mog, but occasionally turning and looking to you for recognition as well. And we'll kind of like gesture to the space. And begin to try and like pull the door open to the
I'll help you. I'll get in there and I can use my my axe to kind of like help leverage it open.
And I gesture like everyone get in.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Great. And as you head down winding steps, made of stone, but across the sides of the walls, you start to see that there are little enclaves. And inside of those enclaves, sets of bones that are starting to crumble away. It's dusty. But as you move deeper, some of the areas, you see trickles of water coming down from the side. So it's musty as well.
Yum.
I will, as Lyra's going to continue to lead the way like she would have after everyone got in, she'd kind of move up ahead of everybody as well, not explicitly saying anything, but she's probably 15 feet ahead of whoever's immediately behind her. And you hear a perfect, like as if it was a tape recorder, you hear a little girl's laughter and you hear, oh, nuts.
Lyra, please tell me that was you.
And you hear it again. Oh, nuts.
Oh.
It was her.
Okay. That's a pretty neat trick you have.
And through the darkness, you're leading them along a path. And there's a couple of places that you could go, and there's a couple of spots of thieves' cant across the walls as well. So lots of the local thieves guild will take spots in the catacombs, but they always rotate their hideout around. And so you have to take a winding path through these narrow stone alleyways, and some of them are going to lead you through long channels where there are many bones stored all along the sides in the catacombs.
Is there any lit torches down here, or is it completely darkness?
There are occasional lit torches, yes.
Oh, okay.
There's a dim light across the place, but some of the lit torches are actually guiding people in the wrong direction. And so you're paying attention for thieves' cant on the walls, where it will lead you to where they will likely have their latest camp, hideout, place for anyone who's on the run to take refuge. So you're winding people through there. Sometimes it has to backtrack. Sometimes it takes people on another path around. They're not really quite sure where you're going.
While we're moving, these two, I'm occasionally are going to see little flashes in their mind's eye of like what's going to be a little bit ahead of us, like little moments. Occasionally, when Lyra recognizes something, or something seems a little bit familiar, you'll see like a fork in the road that we then hit a moment later.
How many times have you been down here?
Day 2.
Oh. Okay.
You're quite familiar for only being here for 2 days.
Yeah, I've been here to Canada lots of times, and always been curious about the catacombs, but never actually been in here. This is, it's quite nice.
I passed a tourist booth that said that there were tours that go down to here, but I didn't really have the funds for it.
You're not supposed to go down without a tour because you can very easily get lost.
I go, well, apparently there's a bunch of wine down here. If we get thirsty.
I've had my fair share of wine for the evening.
Unfortunate.
Did it come from the Candy Club? I don't want anything that comes from that place.
No, I think I own it now.
Oh.
Yeah, they make the sparkling wine down here.
Yeah.
Oh, and I pull
They-
out the writ
yeah.
and certificate and I go, I own 16 barrels of it.
You do?
I do.
And you're okay with us having some? That would be really nice.
Absolutely.
I take a look at the writ and I'm like, oh, but it's sparkling. And I walk away.
Oh, suit yourself.
There is a note on there which would describe where it's stored and how to find it. So you can come and probably explain it to Lyra if you wanted to try to access it. But she's clearly on a path.
Absolutely. I don't deter her from her path at all.
How long have we been moving?
This is probably like 10 minutes, 15 minutes down in the catacombs. It doesn't take too long before you're able to lead them to a large oak door. It only seems to resolve to your mind out of the stone when you're actually close enough to see it. So there is a mild illusion, but it's not to only magic users or only particular people. It's just that you have to get close enough to it to see that the door is actually present there.
So I've come from a place where there's lots of kegs of beer being stored underground. So I'm kind of familiar with like, not catacombs specifically, but like the proper storage. Is there anything suspicious about the brickwork, the door, other than the mild illusion, that would make me hesitate?
You have a dwarven ability that relates to stone as well.
Stone gunning.
Yeah, so you can roll history and roll at advantage.
15.
Nothing around here looks unusual, but the colors of the space that you're in indicate that people haven't been here for very long. So if she's leading you somewhere, there's not a lot going on. And you did pass some other places where it looks like there's more of a people interacting with it constantly. If you go back 2 tunnels and 3 right turns and a left, you're probably going to go towards barrel storage, where there would be, tracks of people with access to carts being able to come up and down.
Okay.
Through the catacombs.
Okay. Are you sure this is the right place?
The right place?
Okay. I trust you.
Yes.
Everyone roll a quick perception as you're in this kind of like enclosed back corner in this dusty stone area. There's some skeleton pieces along the floor and this illusionary door. Starting over here.
Nat 20.
Amazing.
What is your most? What are you looking for the most?
In this
reach
area?
out with your mind?
Yeah, I'm looking for danger, ambush, unseen obstacles, I suppose.
There's definitely there's a person thinking not too hard, probably because they can't think hard. You just get like an idea of a mind nearby. Not a complicated mind.
Interesting.
It's Jerry.
You don't know that.
Complicated body.
Complicated history.
Yes.
And so you're getting the vibe of a singular presence.
Okay. But I don't feel threatened by this presence. Then I will proceed.
Intrigued though, maybe? Like
I mean, I'll be the judge of that. But I'll proceed to glean more.
10. Lyra feels the safest she's felt all night, so she's not paying as close attention.
and she's gotten everybody to where they need to be, so now she's just doing the check-in across,
I took a 9, so I'm probably more thinking about like how many places and any forms did I put my name and my address, and who did I talk to that night that knows who I am. Just rattling through the entire day.
So did you use a real name at you did, right?
Oh,
yeah. So you signed up at the Candy Club, at the inn where you're staying.
Yeah, did I do my tax forms? Like
Yeah. You did a whole bunch of like You fill it all out.
Ah, shit.
Keg forged for days.
Yeah.
Everyone knows. So it's gonna get back to your family pretty fast.
Where's that wine?
And you're thinking about your sister.
Yeah. Yeah. She told me something like this would happen.
She's so specific.
Not specifically this, but bad things.
Yeah, she warned you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm spiraling and thinking that my suspicions were correct for why I didn't eat anything, and I'm just like, I can't believe she would do that. I rolled a nat 1.
Ooh. Yeah. So we won't do percentile dice here with this kind of like check-in, but you are specifically thinking about her. And did she arrange this?
Mm-hmm.
Was this all to get rid of you so soon after you talked? And so you listen, and you touch your ear. And you're not hearing anything. And you're not sure if that's a good or a bad sign. As you're lost in thought.
16.
You're able to pick up some of the same kinds of ideas where you do notice there was some tracks, which would be the kinds of things you'd expect barrels that could be carried by this kind of a cart and a shape. So you're like, oh, back that way is where my new ownership is. And you also notice scattered across the floor, right in front of the door, a bunch of pistachio shells.
Interesting. I think I pick a couple up. Are they fresh? Are they rotten? Are they stale?
Unfortunately, fresh.
Devastating.
I know.
Throw them back on the ground.
Yeah.
Rolled a 4. I've never been in here before, and it's really inspiring. So I've actually, we're not stealthing, so I've got my guitar out, and I'm just sort of plucking a song, writing a new song. A bit of a sort of a dark kind of thing, spooky, minor, maybe some Locrian scale. It's lovely.
So you're plucking music.
Fully absorbed.
Yeah.
Do I see them pick up the pistachios?
Are you doing
I wouldn't
it?
hide it.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I got nothing to be afraid of.
Lyra looks at them and then just like bends down and like kind of like pecks at the ground and
Pistachio.
goes, and you hear again, oh, nuts!
When you say pistachio, I kind of like get pulled out of my self-absorbed like horror and see those, and my face kind of falls. And
Are you allergic?
Nope.
Okay. Well, they're fresh, so.
Yeah, and you'd hear them talking about pistachios too.
Interesting. And she kind of like adjusting and kind of like, do I have pus on me? No? Okay. Why?
We're standing in front of a door, right?
Yep.
I cast Thaumaturgy and open it.
And it just creaks right open.
Sweet.
And you enter into it's a really cozy looking room. Lots of fur across the ground, a big hearth with a stew clearly bubbling away, and
And I'm visible now.
you're visible now.
Yeah, I
Okay.
forgot.
It's too long. There's a table with a bunch of wooden chairs all around it. It looks like it's got a map of the city and a bunch of like knives stuck in it. It's like really like stereotypical kind of roguish hideout. Except for there's like a big bed with a big white fur just strewn across it, and it looks really fluffy and nice. And then there's a bunch of just kind of sacks throughout the room, and a bunch of crates and barrels, and a bunch of wine bottles everywhere.
Is there anybody in this room?
You betcha there is. You betcha there is. And some of you will recognize the roguish gentleman, roguish in all the senses. And he's wearing really, really tight black leather pants, and they lace up in the front, and they go up really high. Just right up to under here. And then he has a shirt on, except that it's open. Completely open.
Hot boy.
Yeah, and it's got like some just kind of some leaves across it, and his hair sweeps across his forehead. He's in his 40s. He's human. He looks quite tanned as well. Like he does spend a lot of time outside. And he is sitting in on one of the chairs in the corner of the room, and he's reading a book, and he kind of looks up and sees you all, and notices, of course, at first yourself. And the door is, no one's walked in yet, but he's kind of like just seeing this like crowd of faces at the door. And he's like, you brought friends!
Friends! Not sure yet.
You know each other.
Mog.
And he like tosses the book across to the bed where it goes poof, 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 kind of like bounces across. And he stands up and his shirt kind of billows out and he walks over to you and, Mug, I remember you, good lady.
Hi, and my whole face goes just red and it just creeps down my neck.
And kisses your hand.
Yeah.
And while he's holding your hand, he's kind of like quick scan across the room and he sees Alla and he's like, and my favorite entertainer.
Yeah, she was like playing guitar, but heard his voice and was like, Pietro, it's been a while.
Oh, you know him too.
Sort of. Yeah, we briefly knew each other.
Oh, it's so nice to see you again.
It's been years, though. Been seeing you in a long time.
Yes, does everyone know? I am Pietro. And apparently you need to hide. Come in.
Just saunter into the room.
And the illusion goes back up on the door. If you all are in.
I am in.
Yep.
Glasses of wine!
I am
that would
good,
be-
thank you.
Great.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Lyra's gonna attempt to like using a combination of like gestures and imitating the people who were exploding and throwing a lot of like words and phrases that were like being said around the room there. She's gonna like reenact very briefly the story of what happened. Meant to be Beefcake and all of these things. And then,
Yes, Lyra, yes.
Food on.
Go on.
Ella's
Food on
playing
me.
along, emphasizing the soundtrack as you go.
Does everything have to be a show here?
Yes.
Alright.
It's kinda.
to hide.
Okay, so you've imparted a bunch of this information. You're gonna roll performance. I'm gonna roll insight. Okay. And so he picks up, but he's more just really encouraging you. You'd met before through a bunch of these like Thieves Guild people. He's just like, you are doing so great. Most of that I totally understand. It's great. And so you're on the run. I hear the bells. I hear the bells upstairs.
On the run.
On the run. Yes.
It's not what it looks like. He did not cause these people to explode. Wrong place, wrong time.
I mean, I don't even think he'd have known about people exploding if he's been down here.
Right.
Well, I picked up a little bit of what Lyra's been telling. Yeah, a little bit. I kind of get it. So you're gonna hide out. I mean, you're all welcome with Pietro.
Yeah, she kind of just dies inside.
Is the floor stone or dirt?
Stone, but there is probably like if you keep going back, there's another door, and it looks like from the way that it's positioned there, it's probably dirt on the way back.
Okay. Good to know.
Probably like a cellar space.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. How big is this room?
This room?
Okay. I'm gonna pull Alla aside and just in hushed tones.
When all of the people started exploding, the little one, Aurelani, did not seem surprised, and the goo went to her.
Yeah, it was a bit weird. I got a bad feeling about her.
Oh?
Yeah. She was a bit evil.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you think she did that?
I don't know.
She had a confrontation with the Mint Man.
Yeah. Are their ears just like definitely have to keep an eye on them?
Yes.
And you'd notice that one of the ears has like a chunk out of it that is absolutely lined with age.
And Pietro's over here just pouring wine and bringing around. It's only been a couple days.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
You left so fast.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a big city, and I had a different job to go to, so I was running late. But it's so good to see you again.
Did you get my truffle?
I did. It was a little bit smushed on the pillow, but I got it, and it was delicious.
You hear Orlani snicker in the corner.
Lana, what will you do now?
Who did this?
That is an interesting question, right? Are you all going to try to figure it out? Are you going to try to clear your names?
I have to.
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely want to know what's going on here. It's pretty unusual.
I haven't done anything wrong.
Insight? 14.
17.
Yeah, good number.
Well, I mean, Pietro's here to help.
Thank you. Appreciate that. What?
I mean, I don't know what I can help with, though.
Has anybody seen this before? Because I've never seen anything like
I
that.
very pointedly look at Orlani.
Did you have a question, Anthem?
I have several. You seem to know the Mintman. You were not surprised when people exploded. And the ooze crawled toward you.
Which would you like answer to first?
How do you know the Mintman?
I don't. But he seems to know someone I know.
How do you know that?
Because of the way his body turned when after the Beefcake incident.
So...
The beefcake? You all spend time with Jerry?
Yes, very talented.
Is he okay? Jerry, no. Did Jerry explode?
He was covered in it.
I don't know. I didn't.
No! It's a tragedy to the arts and pole dancing community. The loss of Jerry, no.
He was very good.
I will write a song about him. It will be fine. Where...
He's so good in bed.
That will go in the song.
I'll send you specifics.
Okay. Who is this you know, and the ooze? Why did it come to you?
Would it be poignant of him to make a religion check at this point?
Yes. As well for Alla, part of this conversation. And Alla, you can roll at advantage.
I got a 10.
Not high enough to know specifically, although there might be something going on that you're like, well, maybe it's you know, interacted with a lot of magic users and other people who've got associations to nature, patrons, deities, gods. So like maybe there's something going on there, but you can't pick it out.
That was history or religion?
Yeah.
19.
Nice.
Okay, so you'll get a little bit of having sensed some evil before, but that evil that you got a sense of was godly in nature. And you can let Alla know.
So, kind of watching Anthem and Alla trying to rack their brains to put it together, Orlani takes a lot of pleasure in that. I think there's a lot of enjoyment of watching them trying to put the pieces together. She is someone who likes knowing things that other people don't and loves watching people kind of like hear the cogs turning in their head. Let me save you the trouble. Eureka.
So Alla, you've already figured this out, and it comes to you, and as you're saying it, it is a goddess who is evil, but she's associated with rot, disease, nature in many ways.
God of entropy.
So, an association here with this character, you're not quite sure how it works, but you feel something not dissimilar to your own connection to Allegripinia.
And you'd see, I think Ala, taking note of this, would see the kind of varied bottles and vials that are around Orlani's waist, and you would put together, oh, that's not for drinking, that's poison.
Interesting.
Well, it seems like our dear Mr. Sage made some sort of bargain that he couldn't uphold. And that's truly, truly his own fault. She is wonderfully poignant in her omens.
But all those people.
That was done by the gods?
Well, it seems that this Mr. Sage has...
Done by a god.
Yes, and what a wonderful, wonderful goddess she is. Halidon of some description. Do I recognize that name?
Oh, yeah.
Roll history.
Yeah, can we all...
You can all roll history. You can do 2 history checks. So 1 for Halidon
Yeah.
and 1 for Aurora.
Damn it.
History check for Halidon is a 16.
2 for Halidon.
Okay, let's do the Halidon checks. Starting over here.
16 as well.
8.
You don't know.
22.
22.
7.
16.
Helidon? 15.
Okay, so the 15, 16s, then we'll give them something later. 22. So the 15, 16s, the only little thing that you've got about it is potentially a powerful magic user. So think about your own backstories where you would have heard somebody talking about a powerful magic user. For the 22, it's more specifically there is a wizard out there, and he used to be somebody who interacted in circles, and so you would have heard his name sort of on the wind as a powerful wizard. But with a 22, for some reason you would have just been somewhere when someone happened to be talking about it, and you would have picked up that he's gone missing.
Okay.
No one's heard from him in a long time.
How long?
They weren't super specific, but it's been a couple of years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Halidon. I have heard this name. What does this mage specialize in, I wonder?
He's a wizard, and he's gone missing for several years, I believe. We used to talk about famous wizards and magic users while we were mixing the hops, and it's a really boring task. Talking about things. But yeah, he used to be around these parts.
With the 22, I'll give you that you guys would have been gossiping about him because there was a rumor that he'd found a map to a magic item that was very rare, and people disputed whether it truly existed. And around the time that the rumor started about the map, he went missing.
Okay. Yeah, there was this rumor about a map that he had that it led to some sort of magic item, but then he went missing. So a very strange thing.
Follow the mushrooms.
The mushrooms, Pietros kind of perks up. He's like, wait, the first thing you said that makes sense.
Okay. That was obviously a trap. Right? I have not seen such a bad performance since there was this vampire I know. But just the worst kind of overacting. Like that, I am dying, I'm turning to goo. The Charkas, we cannot trust. Are we going to follow the mushrooms?
I don't think Orlani says anything, but the second you say map to a powerful magic item, you would just see the ears just kind of swoop that way. That's it. Paying attention, paying rapt attention.
Oh, and rolls for Aurora.
Oh, 14. Nice.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Nice.
Not nat 20.
Can't hold the job, but
15.
you know all the things.
Apparently so.
15.
Wow.
Okay, so only.
Spend most of your time talking to people and not doing your job.
Okay, so only the dirty 20 and the nat 20. So for yourself, you've been traveling a lot across Orleana. You've been in a couple of circles, some nobles that have been higher up, and the only time you've ever heard that name mentioned is in association with the Empress herself. And so you'll have a little bit. For some reason, you're just a font of knowledge, this dwarf.
She drinks and she knows things.
I was just gonna say that.
Work at a bar, you work the door, you hear shit.
Yeah.
That's his fact.
And so you'll know that most of that information about her comes from Portalis, the capital city.
Okay.
And because it's been associated with the Empress, so Empress Valara Corel and her house, and that there is potentially some noblewoman associated with this, but that when people do hear about her, it's usually like the end of a complicated storyline. So a bunch of stuff happened, and then Aurora showed up, and it was all clean and done and finished with.
What a woman.
Oh.
Yeah, she.
I know.
Yeah. Aurora, blah, blah, blah story. Aurora shows up and it all gets done.
So,
Sort of party once in Oleana, or in Portalis. Didn't get to talk to her though.
Mm-hmm.
She's gorgeous.
So
Did not get done at that story.
let me get this straight. Basically, what we're hearing is that this Haladon person said something about mushrooms that ends with the Empress Valara Corel. This is, and somebody said, working for Aurora. This is, am I following along correctly?
It sounds about right, but this is definitely a trap.
And
We're
what if it
being
is?
used. I mean, are we that stupid?
It's exciting. Somebody wants to include us in something.
I have a more pertinent question for each of us. In regards to, are we stupid? Who are we? I don't know any of you.
This is.
I'm Alla Laris, performer. Might have seen it.
I saw.
Just sitting and playing guitar right now. Also sort of staring wistfully in memory at Pietro's chest.
I say, alla Cripinia, yes?
I like Rapinia, yeah, it's my god.
A bit loud for my taste.
Yeah, I'm exuberant.
And you do it with such style. It's wonderful. Orlani, it's wonderful to make your acquaintance.
And me, yours. What do you do exactly?
I have a wonderful time wherever I go.
I didn't ask you how you feel about what you do. I ask you what you do, friend.
And you would watch as she turns her hand over. You see a small vine start to creep out of her hand. It probably comes up about 6 inches. You see these beautiful, beautiful, vibrant yellow flowers of red and orange, tinged even with copper. And then you watch as her fingers shift and it withers and crumples. I have a wonderful time. It's a neat party trick.
That is more than just a trick. Interesting.
I'm a little out of sorts, but here, and I present a card. I am Anthem, performer for hire.
That'll do. You worked the door. It was your first day. You were nervous. There was no orientation, and you were wearing far too many hats. And that is on top of what has already happened here.
I feel so seen.
You talk a lot.
The two of you would both see in your heads much like a town that you don't recognize. There's like a lot of sigils and things that like are probably like quite uncommon here. You'd in almost a like abstract way where shapes are changing between each other. You'd see a huge factory, gates, a figure, like a silhouetted figure made of sort of shifting particles of sand in the air that looks sort of like Lyra, that then turns down an alley. You see a couple on top of like at the top of a small bridge over a little canal, speaking to each other, and you watch the air move with what you assume to be sound. As it moves around the corner, and you see the Lyra figure receive those vibrations in the air and then disappear into the shadows. And then moving you sort of see almost like a bird's eye view of a town that you don't recognize. And you see a small black shape move like very quickly out of the town. And then you see a reflection of what's happening in the room right now. And you would see yourself speaking and those vibrations coming out to everybody else in the room.
Can most interesting. Lyra Nocturne. Yes?
Lyra Nocturne.
From where does your power come? And I would like to roll history on the segment of the sigils that I wouldn't know.
Okay.
Or Arcana, it's the same. A 6, so not very.
You're not familiar with it. But she said east, and you're not from east.
I'm not from east.
What about yourself?
Yes, you with all the questions.
Yes.
Well, I wouldn't. It would be inappropriate of me to ask such things without offering it also. My name is Onaven Onyed. I am a scholar from Tyrakis.
Tyrakis? It's a pretty cool place.
Where is Tyrakis?
You can roll history. And for some of you who travel more, especially if you've been farther south, you can roll at advantage.
Or south.
Okay. 19.
History. Flirty 20.
Nice.
I'm rolling so well tonight.
Just 11.
It's on a map.
You'll know the basics of that Tyrakis is a city in the country Saraham, which is farther to the south.
Yeah, I saw it on a map once. I learned it in primary.
Sure, yeah. You guys stand around and talk about everything.
Yeah, there's
doing the hops.
90% of what I do.
17.
Okay, so for the non-20s, the important element about it is to know that there is a portal there.
Oh.
So Tyrakis is most famous for a library. They have an amazing collection of knowledge and a lot of arcane knowledge there. And there are many scholars in the city, and it is a portal city. So it's connected to the city of Portalis and the Palace of Ways, where there are portals that connect Portalis to other cities, but it's all controlled by Orleana. So the country that you're currently in controls access and the rates and fees associated with traveling through the portals, but that is possible to get to Tyrakis and back through the portal. But not for common folks who can't afford it or aren't important enough to be able to get access. And then for the Flirty 20, there's some other complicated stuff going along in that city. You've never been there, never traveled through one of the portals, but you've heard people talk a little bit about what you're trying to pick up on around Orleana, and that's some conflict with another neighbor's country. So there's conflict related to Boscolonia and Orleana, and some of that has spilled over into the other country of Saraham.
Saraham, okay.
Saraham
is where that city is.
Wonderful.
So you'd all be able to pick it out on a map, but you're just starting to learn a little bit about the politics as you come west, and you've all heard a little bit enough about it to know that Portal City, it's not unusual to find scholars who travel from there, as they are so interested in the knowledge of the world.
And I think saying that you're a scholar, there would be a marked eyebrow raised from Orlani, and you would see kind of like a narrowing of eyes before it passes quickly.
Oh. I thought we were going to same place.
Are you a wizard, then?
Not quite.
to ask the same question you asked of Lyra, then where does your power come from?
I am a scholar of chaos crystals. That is my prime vocation. And the study of it has afforded me access to powers outside of what you understand as wizardry or the ways of the arcane.
Have you been to Boscalonia?
Have I?
You want to travel through there? You don't like to spend time there? That's not your favorite place?
I don't
They
like
are,
it here either.
Yeah, you don't like it here either. But they're magic makes right place.
Mm-hmm.
They have an arcane monarchy. It's like the most magical people are the people who get to be in charge of things. They've been at war with Orleana, and the war between the two of them has spilled into your country. It's complicated.
Where are the wizards that I know are from? The ones that I have a bone to pick with.
Yeah, they're from the parts of your country that is spilling over into war with a bunch of the other neighboring places.
So they're from Adojan as well.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And then they're connected to some of the countries around there. Some of the parts that you'd be familiar with if you're talking about Adojan, there's still countries with their own conflicts brewing to the east.
Okay.
But
local homegrown buttheads.
True. If you need to know more about me, I like to read books and study shiny things. I have an estranged father from the Sugar Isles. I enjoy long walks on the beach, and I definitely prefer to do everything alone. So, the less time we have to spend with each other is the better for me. How can we expedite the process of hiding, waiting for things to die down, and getting out of here?
Before we get too far into that stuff, I just want to pick up what else you would be wearing, which would tell a lot to the group about where your magic comes from. So we see the god literally emblazoned across your chest. No, you're not wearing the t-shirt?
Well, t-shirts don't exist.
Okay, fine. Yeah, you're whatever. But like, what tells us?
The
a little
icon
bit?
is emblazoned on my shield.
Okay. The blue feather of Alagropinia.
Sorry, I forgot to say that. I know that because I painted it. So, it's
but for the rest of the room full of new people that you're getting to know, there's elements about you that would give away some of your stuff too. You got a shield. You got a sword.
Yeah, shield, sword, wearing.
You got
currently some half plate.
Yeah.
Are you wearing a holy symbol?
On my shield.
The blue feather, Alagropinia. Getting those vibes.
Do we know, would I know which god the clerics would have come in the name of to Adojan?
Yeah, they would have been talking about it. They would have been there for. What's our main goddess of nature? Fuck. No, the god, not a goddess.
Central?
No, waterfall.
Parith.
Parith. Okay. And as I would kind of look over the iconography and rack through my brain about the iconography that I have seen over and over and over and over again, it's like you see Orlani study your shield and just kind of give it a you pass kind of look.
Yeah, it's not the waterfall.
Remembered, the blue feather would also be on the headstock of my guitar, where you'd normally have the logo or something, because that is actually my focus.
Amazing, love that.
And then for yourself as well. So some of your armaments tell your new companions a little bit about you.
So they're the sigil of my house, which is probably not extremely well known outside of the region, but the Keg Forge are kind of like a noble dwarven house that are known for their wealth that they get from doing fantastic brews that get exported out. So it basically around Toranique and like kind of some of the neighboring areas, it would be kind of a well-known name because like the brewery is like branded Kegforge. But the further out you go, you probably wouldn't hear of it, like know of it. But yeah, her shield definitely has like the family crest on it. She also kind of wears it on here, although it's partly obscured by her armor. Yeah, that's.
And with confidence, you carry a weapon.
Oh yeah, I carry a battle axe.
And it's like seen some. It's not brand new.
Heavily notched.
So the battle axe clearly is belonged to somebody in my family line who's much older than me. And I inherited it, and I have gone out and used it quite extensively to defend our family land from roaming creatures. It's like the one thing that I'm really good at.
I'm just gonna go through the stuff that because I picked the pockets of Sharkus.
Yeah.
Charkus, whatever.
Charkus saved.
Charkus.
Chark
So,
to his friends.
Charkus. Did I get anything good out of there? That I could kind of study and learn something from?
It's not his jacket.
All right.
So there would be some like little like bits of things that you might have got, but they'd all be obviously about someone else.
Oh, okay.
Had a Tootsie Roll in there.
Pietro is just soaking this all in, and he also comes around to you all and he's like, no, some of you all already know, but the calling card of Pietro. I am making fresh batch, and he brings you all little chocolate truffles with pistachio inside, and he's like, Lyra, when you become thief extraordinaire, if that is your plan, maybe you come under the wing of Pietro, and you can also have calling card like me. And I leave the little chocolate truffles wherever I go, and you get into a fancy event or a party. Not like the one that you guys went to. That sounds terrible. But you go places, and you take things, and then you can sell them later or collect them. But you gotta leave something.
Not something that melts.
She takes the truffle, pops it into her mouth, and goes, "Thief extraordinaire!"
As you're all, I don't recognize the names of Haladon or Aurora, but I do know about the mushrooms.
Oh, what about the mushrooms?
Well, there's a very exciting underground spice network, and that's quite illegal.
And do they?
Because of the way they get made.
The way they get paid?
Made.
Oh, made.
It's very suspicious, and no one knows.
Would I know anything about this?
Roll history. I don't know much about this. I'm not into, the spice trade's not my game.
Do they,
My game is,
flush.
Yeah. Getting to know lovely people.
Do they peddle the mushrooms through this town?
Well, I think if anybody will know, would be Mobo.
Mobo. Who's Mobo?
You'll recognize Mobo.
Mobo.
Mobo is a local crime boss.
Okay, cool.
You also both might know Mobo.
Okay.
Roll history. Yeah, these two. Yeah, you can roll history, but it's gonna be.
No, I probably would.
you'd
I would say no.
Do we get advantage for?
You want to know more about him? Roll with advantage. You roll.
I'm more interested less in what I know about him versus what would my relationship be.
Okay.
Or my peripheral
Yeah.
relationship.
I would like to roll to see if I know anything about this individual as well.
Okay.
What? Yeah, I'm gonna roll as well. History?
Yeah. And what you would know was the start with your roll?
13.
Okay, so enough to know Mobo Poco is a local crime boss. It's like a crime family in the city. So the Poco family, they have a whole bunch of, it's stationed out of a restaurant. And from there, they run a pretty tight section of the city. It's kind of closer to the docks. It's not high-end crime or anything fancy. It's a lot of protection and,
Like racketeering and stuff
Yeah,
like that?
yeah. They're trying to get bigger. They're constantly trying to grow. But they don't have a reputation of being anything particularly splashy in the city.
Okay.
But, you know, Momo is the only crime boss I know who runs a restaurant, and so he must know about more than Dashing Pietro knows about the mushrooms.
Oh, okay.
What is the name of this restaurant?
It's the Salty Pig.
The Salty Pig.
Can you describe these mushrooms for me?
All Pietro knows is, it's illegal. And there are two kinds. Kind of blue ones, kind of red ones.
Have I seen, I feel like with my knowledge of rotting things and fungus and the way that decay works in the world, would I have any knowledge of blue or red mushrooms?
How much has your character ever interacted with a were?
Ooh, I would say potentially, like, Orlani's been on the hunt for a while, like a long time, because this is not new. Like, that's not new.
I'm gonna say that you've maybe heard a little bit about the idea that there is something to do with werewolves and these mushroom colors, but you actually don't know enough about it to put it together. But this is very interesting.
I don't say anything about that. I go.
Oh, okay.
I think I would keep that knowledge.
There were a couple other history checks related to Mobo and the Salty Pig.
16.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So for both of you then, you have probably been through the area. You would have seen that restaurant before. It's here in Conde. It has a decent reputation as a place for food. They make a lot of like home cooking basics. And it's close to the tar pit. So that's a part of the city by the dock. So they've got a restaurant down there. They do...
But it's outside of the tar pits?
Outside of the tar pit. It's just closer to it. So it's slightly nicer than like the warehouse and any like districts associated with the like textiles or forging or any of that kind of stuff. But it's down there on that side of the city. A little bit, you know, low end.
Relationship between the Pocos and my colleagues?
It is transactional.
Okay.
They've definitely hired. You've never worked for them.
Okay.
But you definitely would have known that, you would have seen that name come across documents and stuff. They would have put a call out, simple stuff.
And
nothing fancy enough, and certainly at your level, nothing enough for you to have ever taken as a job.
I got a 10. I imagine maybe I saw the restaurant name on like
you would have seen
beer.
You would have been, because like you've got an inn that you're staying at that's in the like cheap part of town, and so you would have walked past the Salty Pig and been a bit like, because the actual like picture of it is like a pig, but he looks like he's swearing, so he's like that kind of salty.
Oh,
is
yeah.
what they're trying to get across in the logo, but you're like,
Cute.
Is it a restaurant? What's going on?
Yeah, it's one of those places that like perpetually never open.
Yeah.
But there's always people inside, but the
And you see, and there's like hired goons.
Yeah.
Sort of vibes. Like maybe you were like, are they hiring? No, they look full up.
Yeah.
They've always
pretty
got
much.
like.
Poked my head in, and they said get out, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. Were there any more rules to resolve? All right, so.
I rolled in 11, but I got the appropriate information from that, I think.
It's, if we have to deal with the Mobo, it's gonna cost us. The only other place I can think to go, I don't want to go, so.
What would that be?
I don't know you well enough to tell you.
Secrets. Well, how friendly is Mobo? Could we just go and ask about these mushrooms and...
As you say that, you hear in your voice, inappropriate to ask such things without offering.
Oh. Well, you got some sparkling wine.
No, that's not a bad idea.
Well, it depends.
She has barrels of wine. Sparkling wine is not aged in barrels. It would be very young, the sparkling part, because this is champagne style, so it's aged in bottles upside down.
Well, I have a certificate that says I own a bunch of alcohol. So I'm very excited about this, no matter how old it is or how it's mine now. So I own the certificate.
Wine, okay?
You know what? As a person who doesn't know a lot about wine and playing a character who does, I respect it.
Help us out. Okay, so this would be, so it's going to be 16 barrels of regular red wine, but then also crates of sparkling wine.
Okay.
So it does a lot. You flipped it over, you're like, oh, on the other side. That's it. Sparkling wine in bottles.
Now, we could potentially take this as a peace offering of some type.
That's a pretty good one.
Well, yes, but it is mine. So
You seemed like this was it's gonna be fun.
I'm having a great time, aren't you?
Well, did you just get that? Easy come, easy go.
You wouldn't have seen me pick the pocket.
Oh, but we
Right, we did that,
That's why
yes.
I'm asking, because I don't know. Did you just get that?
And I think you'd see, things tend to burn a hole in my pocket anyway. You're right.
Exactly.
So, I mean, yes, we could take this new cash that I have to Mobo, but what are we trying to get from him in exchange?
And also, if Mobo gets potentially like high-end, some sort of exchange alcohol, wine, what does Pietro get?
I got some ideas.
Hot.
Alla, you skip.
Just goes beet red again. It's like, ah!
Can I take out the note that I took from the pocket? And can I turn the logo towards Pietro? Do you know what this is? Do you know the symbol of this?
I'm gonna creep over, because you couldn't read this, right?
I haven't opened it. The seal is a sigil of a lock and key. I haven't opened the note yet.
Ah.
I haven't tampered with it yet.
I don't know it.
Can I insight check it? Yes. It's a 16.
He knows it. He's lying. He has a look on his face of like, I don't know it, because he just asked you, what's in it for Pietro? Like he's not ready to give up more information. He's sort of hit a wall of helping.
I uncork one of the bottles of poison and I hold it over the letter. So you don't know it.
I go to pop it out of your hand really quick, just not to fully steal it.
You're gonna have to make a dex check for that.
I rolled a 21 sleight of hand.
Okay.
This is gonna be a fun group, guys. Here we go.
That's a natural 20. And I think as you try and do that, there is like my foot goes and I immediately stamp on the inside of your foot. And you feel an exceedingly sharp pain come up your leg as the back of my claw digs right into your calf.
Ugh.
Don't even fucking think about it.
I just wanted to see.
And
Con
roll a con
save?
save. Yeah. Jesus.
What's my con? 13.
You're fine.
Touchy.
You can't steal from someone who you're supposed to be friends with.
I just wanted to look.
You could have asked politely.
May I
Would you like to
see?
try again?
No, I would like, may I see?
I now show him, but I don't let it go.
Okay.
Okay, and damn it. 13 on the nothing.
Not recognizing it. Okay, so Pietro says, well, I really want a couple of things. Bottle of wine.
Done. Easy.
Talk to you later. We'll catch up.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll catch up. You're going to owe me a favor.
She thinks about it for a second and kind of cocks her head to the side. And she's gonna say, You tell me what the favor is now. And then in like an elderly woman's voice, you hear, no surprises.
Just a huge smile from Orlani.
You're going to deliver something. Deliver it for me to Port Alice.
To Portales.
Okay.
And as he's kind of like bringing it out, it's a scroll box. A sealed scroll box. You've all seen something like this before. Inside of it would usually be stored something very important because there is no clear way to open it. There's no key, there's no seam. It goes to Portales.
To Portales.
And the person who needs to receive it will sense its presence.
Incredible.
And she tucks it into her rose. It's quiet. It's pretty cool.
I can do all kinds of jobs and
I know what you're capable of. Yeah.
Watch this again.
Day 2?
Yeah.
Can I hook my thumb under the seal and pop it?
Yes.
I want to try and do that so I could potentially reseal.
Yeah. This letter. Yeah. So while you work on that, don't know enough about you, but I would say, don't give up. Work together when you go talk to Movo. When you go talk to him, get excited. It's a very exuberant bunch of people. Movo doesn't going to do this for free to help you, but he will know things about these mushrooms, I'm sure. So.
I can be persuasive.
Do we mention you or not mention you?
I will arrange you to meet Naito.
Oh.
Just contact Mobo. It's going to be a very challenging thing because Mobo's dealing with something very serious right now.
What?
People exploding.
Nope.
Well, not that serious thing.
You're gonna find out the very serious thing that he's dealing with, and then you're gonna interact with him, and what is going on with this sealed item that you've got that you're taking a peek at, and what you've got in your pockets, and all of the adventure and mystery as we continue on in the campaign Eat, Slay, Love in Altero. Thank you, everybody, for joining. It's been such an exciting start. Oh, I have so many things happening. So many ideas.
That's how you episode 1, everybody.
Yeah. So many places. And I want to find out where you've been in your games and the stories that you're telling, and I want to hear all about it. You can reach out to us on Discord. You can come and interact with us on Twitter or let us know what's going on, because when you roll the dice, you